Hey there, guys. Dark Matter, welcome back to more Fate Stay Night. In the last one, we did some, training, wink wink, with Saber. Well, Ilya watched us. And that's really all that happened. Like, we talked about, like, should Ilya stay, should Ilya not? And I was emotionally manipulated into letting the murder goblin stay. So, yeah. With that being said, let's jump into it! We resume our training, still different from how it was before. We resume, but Saber backs off only after a few matches. Is this a new training method? She might counterattack when I let my guard down. I watch Saber closely. Saber narrows her eyes seriously and takes a step towards me. Shiro, let us have lunch. Says something rather unlike her. Huh? I lower my shinai. Lunch? Is it time already? The clock says it's a bit before 12. She's right, that's it. She's right that it's time for lunch, but this is the first time Saber has suggested it. We never noticed the time when we were training in the dojo. It was routine for us to take a break and only noticed that it was lunchtime when we felt hungry and looked up at the clock. It is a reasonable proposal, so I can nod, but... No way! We're fasting! That's actually what I've been doing. I've been doing intermittent fasting, and also cutting out a soda from my days. Like, I had one yesterday, but I didn't have one for the few days leading up to that. And, you know, dieting pretty well. Been losing, like, around a pound a day, and start off at 280, I'm down to, like, 276, so, you know, going pretty good. Back on the no soda grind today, and tomorrow, and Monday. That's just a little peek into my personal life. I know that we don't get too personal here on the, Fate Stay Night. Let's read. Because, you know, 99% of the time it's just me reading, as it says in the title. But, you know, I just thought I'd let you in a little bit today. I guess if I was in this situation, I would just kind of be like, I'd probably say, like, honestly, this was absolutely what I would go for. I'd be like, alright, yeah, we can have lunch, but, like, are you okay? Is sort of how I'm taking this one. I don't think I would just be like, okay, absolutely, let's just ignore how we're going today. And I wouldn't say this one just because that's weird. Like, I said, like, if it said something like, oh, or like, are you hungry? And then there was like a fourth option that was like, are you sure you don't want to keep going? Then I would like reasonably pick like those two, but this one I don't think anyone should ever pick. I want to ask this one. Yeah, Ilya's here too, so let's have lunch early. Putting the shinai down, I agree with Saber, and then Saber's shoulders slump in relief. She's being even more suspicious. Maybe I should at least ask why. Good, let us go to the living room then. The food you prepare is delicious, but it takes time to prepare. Is the time to prepare it a waste? Oh, then I should have made a boxed lunch every day. If I did that, it would have been easier, and there would have been no need to go to the kitchen. I was going to show my thanks by making a gorgeous lunch, but I guess it can't be helped if Saber says so. Shiro, what are you doing? Let us go to the living room. You mean lunch, right? Placing my shinai on the wall, I arranged cushions for the three of us. Yes, lunch. We will be taking a break after that, so it will be a problem unless you go to the kitchen right away. Why, there's no need to go to the living room or hurry. By the way, what's the problem? Saber suddenly stops as if she switched off. And why are you right on time today? Is there some reason to hurry? No, I'm not in a hurry. And let's take it slow if we're not in a hurry. We have plenty of time. Well, that's true, but... Saber looks around awkwardly as if not knowing what to do. But let's just go to the living room. It'll affect our later training if we do not eat lunch. I'm telling you, I've prepared it. If you have time... Oh, I'm getting a call, 1 second. Windowed. Where's the pause button? No, actually, where is the pause recording button? Whatever. Okay, and we are back. Let's see if I remember to take that out. Essentially, No, I can't clock into work, so I have to, like, write it all down. Like, we'll type it all out and just email it to my manager so then she can, you know, like, make sure I get paid right. So yeah, that's what that was all about if I forget to take it out. I'm probably gonna, like, label the audio for this, like, Fate's Day Night 53, remember to edit at yada 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 timestamp. I'm telling you, I prepared it. If you have time, can you go to the living room and pick up the boxed lunch I prepared this morning? Huh? Boxed lunch? I nod while opening the window to let some air in. And then, I hear a rumbling sound of hunger. Oh, I see. We always used to check that around the time when one of our stomachs growled. No wonder I thought it was strange. I turned to Saber. What's wrong, Saber? Is it too cold for you with the window open? We're going to eat lunch, so we'll have to ventilate the room. No, it's nothing. So the lunch is prepared in the living room. Saber runs out of the dojo. Those conservative blows and her mood right now and all. Does Saber have a fever today? At noon, we start to eat lunch. I made a proper meal this morning, so I made a boxed lunch with the leftovers. This is... I see, you have put the food from breakfast between bread. Saber admires... That's cute. That was really cute. Gosh darn it, that was adorable. I don't know why I'm saying gosh darn it, I just thought that was cute. Saber admires the sandwich as she eats it. As she is using a paper napkin so as to not dirty her hands, I can sense her elegance even with this kind of lunch. Yeah, I thought so this morning as well. Bashiro sure is a good cook. I think eating good food is a good thing. On the other hand, Ilia is stuffing in her sandwich, full of energy. I don't know if she's out of control or just copying me. Ilia usually seems more well-mannered than Saber. That doesn't seem to apply to dining manners. Hold on, Iliasville. Your hair will get dirty if you stay like that. Oh, my heart can't handle the cuteness. Saber places a napkin against Ilia's cheek. Something like butter must have gone on there as Saber wipes around Ilia's mouth. Thanks, but what is this? You don't like me, right? Yes, I'm still on guard right now, but I understand people's hearts as well. Sure. Sure, Chief, let's go with that one. You bear no hostility, and Shiro has accepted you as a guest, so I use minimal manners and... And? Your hair is beautiful. Seeing it get dirtied in front of me is somewhat painful. That must have been from the bottom of her heart. Saber's voice is the same as always. It doesn't sound like she's thinking about Ilia. Ilia stares at Saber, and I realize Ilia's never directly looked at Saber until now. For Ilia, Saber was just my servant, and not someone that deserved to be treated as a human. Shiro is mine, even if you say that sort of thing. Well, I can consider you as well. I can make Shiro win, but I can't protect him. Ilia says so while shrugging her shoulders and eats her sandwich. You do not need to tell me that. It is a servant's duty to be their master's shield. Saber answers Ilia plainly. The conversation is the same as before, but their voices sound more gentle. Tosaka comes while relaxing after lunch. Shiro, are you here? I'm ready, so come by as soon as you can. She addresses me concisely and returns to the outbuilding. Oh, I forgot about that. I was going to have Tosaka teach me magic this afternoon. As I have never had a proper teacher, Tosaka's magic lectures are more than helpful. Sure, yeah. I don't know, I don't enjoy the magic training. It just feels like exposition. Whereas, like, I'm way more into the character stuff that always happens when these two train, so, like, that's way up more my alley. I do think that's something that, like, Nasu hasn't been great at in this visual novel, is, like, exposition is always that hard thing, because some people are like, absolutely never zero exposition ever. If it can't be brought up, like uber, like, I don't want to say naturally, because, like, you know, teaching is natural, But if it can't be brought up in, like, some ulterior way that doesn't feel like exposition, then it's bad. I'm like, well, no. The main problem exposition scenes tend to have is it's literally just characters just barfing information out, and it's just never entertaining. But if you can exposit things in a fun way, like, I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is people consider, and fairly so, Wanna Build a Snowman an exposition song, but it's exposition done in a fun way to most people. Like, most people, like, don't have really any problems with that scene, and I've never heard anyone say that it's boring, regardless of what you think of the movie, you know? But that's just, like, an example. Like, songs and musicals are a good way of expositing things in a more entertaining way than just having a character go, like, I guess, just continuing to use the Frozen example. It's a lot more entertaining than, like Anna just sitting there going, man, my sister Elsa sure has left me alone for a very long time. I've gotten so bored. Let me tell you all the weird things I did to deal with that boredom and loneliness. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot more entertaining than that. So I feel like, that's something that just Nasu, even still now, kind of needs to work on, if I'm gonna be honest. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and I just think his exposition scenes are his weakness, and that's something that I also try to figure out is, keeping, like, something like I talked about, like, with one of my film writing teachers was, we were just talking about exposition one day, and when I brought this idea up, because he used to be like someone who was like, yeah, no, you shouldn't ever, like, just have, like, a straight exposition scene. And I just raised my hand and said, well, what does it matter if it's just, like, a straight exposition scene as long as it's entertaining? Isn't that enough? And then that actually got, like, the whole class on a conversation of, like, yeah, does it matter if characters are just saying information at each other if you can find a way to convey it in an interesting and entertaining way? I feel like that's just, like, again, one of Nasu's weaknesses, and it's something that I'm trying to get better at too, because I don't really talk about my writing much on this channel. I'm sorry that's taking up so much time out of this episode, but it's, like, I don't know, this is just something that, like, I like to talk about this kind of stuff. That's why I have a Let's Play channel, so I can just literally talk, you know? But I do like to write, and I'm trying to become, like, a full-time writer. And one of the early novels that is kind of on the back burner for now, just for, like, personal reasons, the second chapter, like, the first chapter, like, zero exposition, it's all just, like, here's the situation, and the audience just essentially absorbing information while the character is trying to figure out what's going on. And then the second chapter is just exposition, and my mindset at the time was, well, it needs to happen, and this is the place where it, like, naturally comes into the story, and it fits best here. But it was literally just character asks question, other character answers. And that's to me, the way I wrote the scene is it's just characters, again, just asking a question, and then another character regurgitating, like, not regurgitating, but, like, just barfing information at them. And that's just not very fun to read or to listen to. So that's a weakness I have too, is trying to find a way for exposition scenes to be more entertaining. I feel like that's a weakness that a lot of writers have. Like, a lot of writers have. It's a lot harder to get around in a series like Fate or the thing I was working on, where they're, like, more, like, fantasy and more, like, things that just aren't, like fiction, essentially, where things just are happening that aren't real, that need to be explained, and need to be explained in a way that makes sense in the context of how it could exist in a world, And I still feel like, again, Nasu still struggles with that today in Fate Grand Order, because, like, oh, dude, the first Singularity, it's just exposition. Like, the whole first section is just exposition. And I actually had to drop the game twice. I dropped it twice because of how boring the first section was. And it's still he has some pretty solid exposition scenes in Fate Grand Order, but he still has a lot that aren't that good. But that was me talking about writing. Yeah. Anyways, as I have never had a proper teacher, Tosaka, it seems Tosaka is still willing to teach me, so I should go see her as quickly as I can. Sorry, I'll be going to Tosaka's room. I don't know how long it'll take, so you guys can go rest. Alright, I'm kind of sleepy, so I'll take a nap. Ilia goes out of the dojo, rubbing her eyes sleepily. Good. If Ilia will calmly go to sleep, there won't be any problems with me going to Tosaka's room. Shiro, are you going to Rin's room? That is what I just said. Yeah, I just... I feel like I'm like connecting to these characters too much now. I have spent too much time with these people, okay? Just too much time. Yeah, I just said so. I need her to teach me magic. Is there a need for that? We have defeated Berserker, and there are no more enemies that require our cooperation to defeat. So there should not be anything you need to learn from Rin. That might certainly be true. First of all, Tosaka taught me so that we could go up against Berserker. Now that need is not there. There's no more reason to learn from Tosaka, but... Yeah, I was gonna say, like... I still feel like it's just a useful skill for Shiro to have as a Magus. To, like, practice magic, because if he's better at magic... Yeah, like, Lancer still could have easily killed him, but Shiro possibly could have escaped. He could have survived longer, you know, like, if he's ever in a situation where he needs it, learning from Rin will help him in his life, essentially. You know? No, I want to learn from her. Forgetting the thing about Berserker. I'm inexperienced, so I have to become a better Magus as quickly as I can. Oh, I think she just wants to spend time with us, but simultaneously doesn't want to get too close to us. That's the vibes I'm getting right now. She just wants to spend some nice, good, quality time. That is her love. I'm sorry. This is... I just realized this is not a very reedy episode. This is just me enjoying it, you know? And you know what? That's what I like. I'm okay with that. I think she just wants to spend some quality time with Shiro. Again, that's her love language, and I can respect that. I see, if you say so. I have no right to stop you. Saber murmurs with a sad face. Oh, no, no, no. I want to let me make the decision to stay. Darn you, Nasu. You suck. I hate you. All of your writing is garbage now. I'll start the lecture, but there's something I need to ask you first. Is any part of your body broken? Tosa asks me a strange question as soon as I enter her room. What? What would be broken? I'm asking you if any of your part of your body won't move. You did something as absurd as that, so I know your nerves must be burned up somewhere. I don't really care, but I need to know before I start teaching you. I think my body should be numb somewhere according to Tosaka, but I know myself that she's wrong. No, my whole body's fine. The fever and the headache went away after one night, so I'm healthy now. Huh? That can't be true. You projected Saber's sword. That kind of stunt should at least take out one of your arms. I'm telling you, they're fine. Anyways, if I couldn't move, I wouldn't have been able to carry Ilia home. And train with Saber. The only things wrong with me back then were the fever and the headache. You're lying. Let me see your arms, Shiro. Without waiting for a reply, Tosaka takes my arms and stares at it. That makes my breathing stop. Even though I'm getting used to having her this close tenses me up. And on top of that, this distance reminds me of that night. It's not like I forgot about it, but that was really just an emergency illusion. I can't stay calm if I recall it, but I don't recall unless something like this happens. That's why I'm able to talk normally if Tosaka acts normal. If she comes close to me like this, it's only natural for me to tense up and stop breathing. There really doesn't seem to be anything wrong. There are some places black like a bruise. That might be because of the burning, but everything else is healed. No, it's more like it grew anew rather than healing. She murmurs, her breathing brushes my arm. Hey, that makes me blush, but... Your body is ridiculous. This isn't because of that healing. Your healing is definitely caused by some outside force. But I think this is from your own healing power. She says so while rolling up my sleeve and patting my arm. Hey, stop that. That's enough, Tosaka. Go sit in your chair if you're done. I pull my arm back and get away from Tosaka. Hey, I'm examining your body. See how you are. Oh, I see. Tosaka moves closer to me. You say your fever's gone, but still seems like you have one. Your face is all red. That's none of your business, don't worry about it. I see, if it's none of my business, then you won't mind me doing this, right? Don't put your hand on my forehead. I don't have a fever, so there's no point. It seems so. Even your ears are red. It's more like you're drunk than feverish. See, she smiles maliciously. It's deliberate. But she's doing this deliberately. Tosaka, you're doing this on purpose, right? Oh, you can tell? I had to make fun of you since your reactions are so good. You should go to hell for toying with a man's innocence. You're not innocent anymore, Shiro, come on. Oh my gosh! This... Oh, I can't underline it. I need to take away that setting. I need to get my mouse back on the screen. But the Mummy Hunter. I thought she said the Mommy Hunter. I thought she was calling us that, and I was like, oh, absolutely. Where are they? Gosh darn it, game. Well, I'll stop playing around. The Mummy Hunter might become the mummy if I make fun of you too much. That's a saying, I guess. Tosaka returns to her chair in a good mood. This is a problem. Tosaka will likely make fun of me as the days go by. Tosaka, I don't like to say this, but I came here to learn seriously. Oh, that's so impolite. I feel the same way. I was just checking on my students' health just now. Okay, then you'll get to the point, right? Let's see. It's outside my specialty, so I'll only be able to give you some advice, but I'm sure it's better than nothing. Tosaka turns to me seriously, discarding her earlier lightheartedness. To be honest, that last lesson was the last time I could be of help to you. You can't learn magic with such short lessons. I only turned the switch on for you, so that you didn't use. Do you understand? That jewel, right? After I swallowed it, the magic circuit did become something to switch on and off, rather than something to make. Yeah, that's about all I can teach you in such a short time. And even that was just releasing what you've been training until now. I can only develop what you've learned. I have no intention of teaching you any new magic. Because you have no talent. Yeah, I feel kind of refreshed if you tell me straight like that. But you will give me advice about the magic I can use, right? So tell me what I used back then. Tosaka doesn't answer. She just glares at me like I'm in her enemy. Tosaka, this is a lecture, right? If it's a problem if you don't say anything. She averts her gaze with an unhappy expression. That's only for a moment. That's impossible. I can't use projection magic. There's no way I can teach you about something I don't understand. You can't use it? I tilt my head questioningly. Wasn't the thing I get using against Berserker a fundamental for a Magus? Assuming the structure of an object and passing the necessary magical energy through it? It's no different from a strengthening magic. But it's hard to pass my magical energy, an alien element, through the object that's already there. It's like adding paint I consider red to make something redder, ending up with a different color. Compared to that, it's so much easier to draw using my own paint to start to finish. I can just draw whatever I want. That can't be true. You must be able to do it. It's easier than strengthening magic. Hey, if you said that to another Magus, they would kill you for sure. What you did was projection, and you completely reproduced a noble phantasm. I've never heard of a faker who could do such a thing. I feel a chill. It's not my imagination. Tosaka is currently hostile towards me. It's nothing. I had a sense of it since I saw your shed. There's no point in feeling enmity. I always struggle with this word. There's no point in feeling hostility towards Miyashiro now. I think I'm gonna end it here because we're about to go into exposition. And that's not the only reason why I'm just like 6 minutes over. So yeah. Again, if you don't care at all about me just talking about writing and stuff and what I actually think of like the story and Nasu's writing, then I do apologize, but I mean, hey, I do it. It's what I'm gonna do. I enjoy it. So there's not a whole lot to say about it. But I am going to end the episode here. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.